Here's the thing about women in beauty. I think that it's super awesome to want to look your best and to enjoy your beauty and to do things that make you feel good about it. You know, facials, hair care, whatever you do, and to take care of your body that you're living in as well. But I get a lot of women who have had their beauty kind of, or the subject of women's beauty turned against them in a way that's really, really abusive, by partners especially. So because women's beauty is such an important thing to women, because the culture has essentially equated beauty with value, narcissistic abusers know this, and they will use this against women by honing in on their looks as a source of a way to abuse their partner. Narcissists are also they're misogynistic. I mean, it just goes with the territory, which means they don't like women. They're threatened by women. They're so insecure themselves that, you know, God forbid a woman could be something better than they are, but you are, and they know that. So they want to find your hot buttons so that they can bring you back down and keep control of you and get an ego hit for themselves from that control, because that's addictive stuff. They're addicted to that. So guess what they're going to go for? They're going to go for your looks. They're going to bring other women into the picture. They're going to be, all kinds of things are going on that I don't want to get too far out of the topic of this particular live and go to that direction. So I think the point that I want to make is that education is power in this area. Knowing that you are beautiful and that you were born beautiful and that women are beautiful is something that you have to believe at your deepest level, and to understand the truth of that at your deepest level. It's very, very difficult to do in our society, because in addition to women who suffered narcissistic abuse, always being compared to other women is another manifestation of that, and I could go on and on. But in addition to that, you've got advertisers out there who want to sell us a lot of stuff. So they do that by convincing us that we aren't pretty enough, we aren't good enough just the way we are. And they're very good at what they do. Very, very good. They're so good that gets into our consciousness without us even having to think about it. It doesn't even come in almost through the frontal lobes. It just comes in back here. And pretty soon we're walking around going, man, I don't like myself. I don't like the way I look. And we don't know why. So let's stop the brainwashing for women. Let's stop it. Back a long time ago, I think it was the 1970s, but I'm not sure. It could have been even the 60s. No, I think it was the 70s. Gloria Steinem put out a book called Outrageous Acts and Everyday Rebellions. And that book was a series of essays addressing women in the world. And one of them was about the advertisers. And she goes into quite a lot of depth about the advertisers, what they do, and how they do it. Once you know that, now you're aware. And instead of getting in through the subconscious level, the messages, they're going to come in filtered through our conscious mind, where we get to say, wait a minute, stop. I want to think about this for a minute, okay? And I'm going to put my own spin on this. And that is what we need to be doing. That is what we need to be doing for ourselves every day, because every day we're going to get bombarded with something. And if you read her essay, she talks about how if you look into like a woman's magazine and you see an article on, say, skincare, okay, all the people or companies selling skincare is going to pay, they're going to pay to get their ad right next to that article. So that, and check it out, you'll see that, you know, she was right. She was right on it. Somebody did a study on all of this, and they're still doing studies on it. But it's almost as if the entire woman's magazine is just designed to sell us stuff, and there's really not a lot of good content there. And then what happens? Our self-esteem goes down. Every time we open, a certain type of magazine or see something on TV or on our computers, I have seen literally down on Highway 70 here. I live in St. Charles, Missouri. Highway 70 is a big highway going all the way from like cross country. I will see a billboard of like a perfectly airbrushed woman's body, and it will be an ad for facial surgery or sculpting the body. What do you call it? Plastic surgery, I guess. And it's a billboard size thing. So, we are bombarded with this every day in every way possible. And I just want to challenge you to keep your eyes open for it, because you're going to wage war against it, because it has waged a war on you. And you have to stop it. And you've got to win this war. Because truth be told, you absolutely are beautiful. You were born beautiful. You have your own unique beauty. You should be celebrating that, and not letting, narcissistic partners and our culture and the media and advertisers taking that away from you. You have got to stand and fight for yourself. You really do. One of the things that I love to do, and it can be fun, so you can make it fun. But one of the things that I love to do with my clients, especially like younger women who are maybe like, in their teens, early teens, late teens, early 20s, is we do an inventory of what's coming into your psyche right now. What magazines are you reading? Where are you going online? What TV shows? And we get an idea of everything that's coming into their life, and then we change it. We change it up. We take stuff out that's harmful to women, that make women feel bad about how they look specifically, and we get that out. We get it out of their lives. It's a detox, is what it is. When that happens every time with every client without fail, a month into our work, that person starts to come in, that young woman, feeling happier, lighter on her feet, less oppressed, thinking about things she should be thinking about, like how am I going to have fun today, and what am I going to learn today, and what do I want to do today, and what's my purpose here on planet Earth? She should be being herself, delving into life, not worrying about, oh my God, I think there's, a wrinkle already? No. It just breaks my heart. And just recently I had somebody post in the group about her narcissist abusing her, with this looks thing, this lookism thing. And it just pissed me off, and it spurned this live. So I just wanted to come on here and let's get it together. Let's make some changes, and let's not allow this. Let's fight this fight. So two little tips and hints that I'm going to give you today is I want you to do the detox. I want you to do the detox with what am I reading, what am I seeing day by day, what's getting into me, and then even if you choose to keep something in your life, say it's Glamour magazine, because they do good political stuff. I mean, they keep women updated and on women's health. But I want you to use that and go through that and check it and see, hey, it was Gloria Steinem right? She did this study. I'm going to look for the skincare article, see who's advertising right in those pages that are juxtaposed there. They're very good. So you're becoming, these advertisers are very good, but now you're becoming very aware. You're becoming aware. You're waking up. You're waking up to your own oppression, because it's really a beautiful and marvelous way to control women. And that's what these advertisers are doing, because they want to control you, manipulate you into buying things. And that's what your narcissist is doing. They're controlling and manipulating you into feeling really bad about yourself, because it makes them easier to not only to control you in the moment, but to keep you, so that they can continue to get a source of ongoing narcissistic abuse. And that's not why you were put on this planet, let me tell you. So 2 things I want you to do is when you see a message coming at you, whether you're driving on the highway, you see the billboard for the plastic surgery, or you're reading something, or you're watching something, or you're on social media and you're seeing all this airbrush stuff. Don't let it go by without acknowledging it within yourself, because if you do, it's going to get in there, sit in there, and root and become a part of you. You have to actively say, I see it, I'm calling it out, and it's bullshit. Then you have to insert there what the real truth is. And that truth is that you were born beautiful, you are beautiful, you're always going to be beautiful, and no one gets to take that away from you. Ever. So if there's someone in your life who doesn't get this, and it's someone worth keeping, fine. Educate them on that. Say, set your boundaries around it and say, yeah, we're not going to be doing this. We're not going to be talking about this anymore. Or we're going to talk about it in a different way, or I didn't appreciate that. Because, other people get programmed too, and now we have it coming at us from other people in our world. So I want you to deal with that. I want you to call it out. That's number 1. Number 2, I want you to really watch what you're reading, what you're seeing, where you go online, and start to shift and change and let go of that madness-inducing material and start to bring into your life something that is more, just more focused on actually living life, supportive of you, uplifting, those kinds of things. I guarantee you. I mean, I've literally had young women come in and say, I love my wardrobe again. I'm not always searching for clothes. I go out in just whatever I'm wearing, and I feel really good about myself now. I'm loving my body. I could just go on and on, but it's just, when you detox, believe me, it's going to happen to you too. So some of the things, I've got some here, and I just want to just show you a few of them that I have found for myself so that you can find yours, and get away from letting these big money advertisers take our happiness and our joy and your narcissistic partner, because that's not okay. Nobody should ever be in your life who doesn't recognize that you are beautiful, you were born beautiful, and you will always be beautiful. If somebody's in your life that doesn't recognize that, they need to go. They really do. So, okay, some of the things that I found, one of the things that my sister Bonnie turned me on to, which you probably know Bonnie if you've seen her in the live that we did earlier or last year, is something called the Magnolia Journal. And I know things are backwards, I think, on Facebook, but this is a really awesome magazine. It's just really beautiful. Yes, it has ads in it. I just saw the Target one. But it's got stuff in it that's so uplifting. For example, making space for rest that restores us. Nourish, sweet and savory homemade breads. Design. Create cozy spaces in your home. Reflect, an invitation to pause and relax. Okay, people, this is what women should be getting into. This is it. And not all that other crap. Something else, smart escapes, so that I can sit around and think about all the different places I want to visit and get to know other cities from my living room, rather than learning about the latest moisturizer, which I don't really give a damn. Thank you. I'm overwhelmed by that stuff and disgusted by it, frankly speaking. Here's something else I found called the revolutionary secret to turning worry into joy, and it's called kindfulness. So it's a takeoff on mindfulness. Whole bunch of articles in here that I love. Spiritual cures for sadness, fear, anger, guilt. You can tell I'm a therapist. Just 5 minutes a day works like an emotional detox to dramatically lower stress. Okay, these are the stuff that should be getting into your brain. Okay, that should be affecting your brain. Something else I love, Runner's Magazine. Now, I'm not going to tell you they're not selling gear in here, because they are, okay? But they're not selling you a cure for your less than perfect looks. Because I'm telling you, I've gotten to the point of anger with that I almost want to do some kind of a movement against it. It's like, if I see this in your magazine or your book or online, I'm not having anything to do with it anymore. And it would be really hard to do because it's everywhere. But it just really angers me. Like, we should be able to establish some kind of grassroots effort against it. And I think that just by women making these choices over those choices, we'll start that process. Another thing I found, because I love to do projects around the house, they're fun, they calm me, but what I really love is the aftermath, like when the project's done. And I just keep walking back and forth it going, look at how cool that is. That gives me something to think about, other than, is my butt too big? Is my butt too small? Are my split ends, do I need a haircut? Is my hair okay? Am I okay? I don't want people getting into my mind anymore and screwing with my self-confidence. It makes me angry. Okay, do it yourself. I keep getting off on little side tangents there, but yeah, women, if you would just do those two things, educate yourself to it, counter it when you see it. Don't let it get by. Don't let one thing get by, and then you tell yourself in your mind what you need to tell yourself. You say, well, that's bullshit, and I don't need to buy that. And I'm beautiful, I was born beautiful, and I will always be beautiful, period. That's the end of that. You've got to do some kind of practice around seeing this stuff when it comes into your psyche. And then switch out, detox what you are reading, detox what you are seeing. As much as you have control, take that control and get yourself into a place of being a human being and not just a showpiece, okay? And don't tolerate people in your realm who are judging you heavily by how you look because you're female. What we look like does not equate to our worth and our value. So those are the things that that I wanted to rant on here today. I think I've done a pretty good job. Any questions or comments for me on this topic, please leave them in the comments down below. I have a whole too many more things right now. Thanks, Liz, for that hashtag. That are going to be more important in women's empowerment than shedding that huge burden of having to look perfect, whatever that is, because somebody else defined that shit too, let me tell you. And it's not their right to define what you should look like. Okay? That came from a higher power, a power much greater than they are. So you define that, and you revel in your beauty and marinate in it and do it every damn day, and don't let anybody tell you you're not beautiful. Okay?